Hey people, welcome back to Market Watch. It is time to discuss the Digimon trading card game market. We are officially 2 weeks away from Nationals. This seems like a very good time to talk about the cards that you might want to have, might want to know what they're worth before Nationals. It's important to look at the meta that's upcoming. We've got a few outliers we'll talk about today, but today we're getting ready for Nationals. So if you guys enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on the smashed potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. Over here in Omnimon land, nothing really has changed. Your BT13 ones are still expensive, and your Ultra Bees are still down. So, good stuff. No big changes there. New Hina support has led to our favorite Dragon Link monsters being bought out. This does trickle down to the regular arts as well, as you can kind of see here, right? So this is just to be expected. Whenever Dragon Links get support, Dragon Link cards go up. So you should look at your Dragon Link cards and consider selling them, because you'll get a pretty penny now. And that's simple as that, really. Nothing else to add. Leopardmon is going up quite a bit here, due to some future hype and all that. People are sort of supporting the price here when they're buying them for 30 bucks like that. The cheapest listing now is 31.24, which I see going. Seems like a good time to sell this card and buy it back later. Card is very good. Card is very good. Let me just tell you. Rather be in Royal Knights or Green Toolbox, it's a good card. It'll never go away probably, at least until it gets power crept. The Jesmon starter deck. Why am I covering this, you might ask? Well, since the Jesmon and Gankumon X were announced and all that, there's been an influx in people buying this starter deck. What does this starter deck have that you might want to use in BT20? Well, let's take a look. First of all, you still have really good alt-art reprints like Davis. Then you have Blanc. That's a good card. This CL is okay. Solarmon is never bad to have. Master Disciple might be really good. We don't know yet. The card I'm looking for... Oh, here it is. This Gankumon is a really good pairing with Gankumon X. We were talking about this on stream the other day. You evolve, you play a Huckmon or a Sistermon, and then you get a draw of one. Then this turns into Ganku X, and you have two bodies for sure on the board that are immune for till the end of your opponent's turn. It seems to be the best pairing, and it makes sense people are now buying this starter deck for real. You know, if you have this near you, like in your local Walmarts or whatever, maybe grab it. I don't know. Depends on what the price is, I guess. But yeah, just thought I'd bring that to your attention. The Gallantmon card buyout is still continuing here. Digimon is the card of choice today. It's $29 for this really good egg, and people just continue to buy it. People continue to buy it, and that's as easy as it gets. If you have your Gallantmon cards, you should probably sell them. Shine Greymon Burst Mode Ace Altart is rising in price. It's almost 40 bucks. My prediction has always been 40. It might get there. 37 is the high, and people seem to be buying it at this price anyway. As you can see, they're regularly doing it. So I find it conceivable that these 1, 2, 3 listings go away, and then it becomes 40 bucks. So if you have this card just chilling, you might want to sell it soon. Armageddonmon is also seeing some action. It is being bought a little bit, and there's not many listings left all of a sudden. Now there's 9 listings, and the cheapest one is 12 bucks. Then it becomes 15 for quite a bit. Then it exceeds 20. I think if this listing goes, you can try to sell your Armageddonmon Altarts for 15. I think that'd be a good time to do it. This card is a floodgate, effectively. Well, this one's not the floodgate. This card is just good to have. I don't know. Buy it while you can, I guess. Or sorry, sell it while you can. Not buy it while you can. Don't buy this card. All right, now we get into the meta, the national stuff. Things you might want to know. So, start here with Duskmon. Duskmon here is the most expensive card, unless you're playing like Rune Mode or something, in your purple hybrid decks. The deck is actually relatively pretty budget. As you can kind of see here, the rest of the deck, low rarity, not too bad. The only card more expensive than this, I guess, would be Ukomon. So, you know, you could probably build the deck very minimally for around 100 bucks, which is pretty cool. Unless you're playing Ruin Mode, then you can't. But if you're just doing purple hybrid loopy stuff and don't really care about Ruin Mode, you're probably okay. So that's pretty cool. Nice. Ancient Greymon here, Red Hybrid. This is a deck you probably can't do for $100. Now you look at this card and you're saying, well, it's $8. Why not? Well, this card exists. The better Ancient Greymon, in my opinion. And yeah, 3 of these is over $100. Now, I know some people don't like this card too much, and they play 2 or 1 or none, God forbid. I don't know why people would do that. But, you know, Red Hybrid is as expensive as you want it to be, I guess. But these are the most expensive cards in it. So, there you go. Not bad, honestly, but it could be better. Lord Nightmon. This is a deck that could do well at Nationals. You know, this deck hasn't performed super well in our meta, which is fine, but I would not rule this deck out of contention. Fortunately, this is a budget deck until you start incorporating things like Ruin Mode on top, Death X on top, or you play this version of it with the Skull Nightmon promo, which I personally would not do. So Lord Nightmon can be kind of cheap, except for the Ruin Modes and all that, so it's a good purple toolbox deck for sure. It might be ending up a little bit higher in price than the previous 2 mentioned decks. Mirage. Mirage is going down in price. And I think part of the reason why is lack of ban list confidence, to be real with you. People think Mirage is getting the boot, which it probably should, to be honest. So like a place like this runs you $24, but then you have a couple other cards to keep in mind. You know, do you want to play any Hexablaus? If you do, that's $25 each, basically. So you got to add that. And then you want to play at least 2 Zudomon Aces, that's $14, right? So assuming you're playing 2 of these, which is 14, 2 of these, we'll call it 25 each. That's $64 plus your $24 play set. My God, my math brain is just broken right now. $88. The rest of the deck is nothing. The rest of the deck is extremely cheap. Yeah, scrambles are $2-3 each. Trainings are $2-3 each. Okay, yeah, you can't do it for under $100 probably, unless you only play like 1 Hexablaw. And if you are playing the Galaxy version of the deck, it kind of changes that a little bit, because then you don't really need the scrambles and the trainings, unless you're playing the cool blue version of Galaxy, which I have built. And I would say I have a very good build of it, but that's neither near here nor there. Mirage is going to be on par with the budget decks of Nationals, and it could honestly win. It really could win. I doubt Mirage is going to get hit in the next 2 weeks before Nationals. That's just my opinion. Blue Hybrid is a cheap deck. It really is a cheap deck. Or Yellow Hybrid, if you want to go that way too, fine, whatever. But Blue Hybrid seems to be the most consistent way to play this card. The most expensive card in the deck, unless you're playing Ruin Mode or something, is Ukomon at $10 each. So this deck you can probably do for under $100, and you have a shot at Nationals with it. You do. I wouldn't play it. I don't think it could win Nationals, but, you know, someone might come in and prove me wrong and, you know, win it. I think it could top, though, which is pretty cool. So, Blue Hybrid, good stuff. Demon Lords. Demon Lords. I think you should grab a Gudamons anyway, because as soon as we get Gudamon X or whatever, this card explodes in value. Just telling you. I'm just letting you know. Because of hype, if nothing else. But you need 2 or 3 of these, so $20-$30. Where you're going to run into obstacles here is Chaos Mode, Lucemon. Now, it is now down to $30, but that's just one listing of 4. Someone will buy these in a second, as soon as this Market Watch probably goes live. Someone will see this and say, oh, probably should buy those. But then $35 is reasonably next. And you could play 3 in your Demon Lord deck, so it's 105. If you're playing 2 of this, it's 125. And then there's Leviamon, which you might play 2 or 3 of. So this so far is on the upper end of being one of the more expensive decks in the format. Not by much, but it is. And it's good. It could do well at Nationals. Especially if there's a good influx of Mirage. Mirage players that don't know how to play around Demon Lords will lose to Demon Lords. So you could bank on that if you wanted to. If you want to be a Demon Lord player for Nationals, just keep in mind that this deck does kind of lose to other decks that aren't Mirage too, so just be careful. But I could definitely top, if not win, depending on the person's matchups. Shas Rafamon Ace. This is my placeholder for the mother control decks and all the control decks, whatever. They're all playing 4 of this. This deck is honestly as expensive as you want to make it. You can play this deck with like no ruin modes or nothing like that, and the deck can be super budget and super affordable. Or you can go with a higher end and it can be expensive. Many different ways to do this. Do whatever you want with it. The wallet is good. This deck might top nationals. It's fine. It's good. I think it's easy to play around, honestly, but whatever. There's also a 3-grade angel card, which will come up, and I guess we'll just cover it now. I guess we'll just do this right now. Yellow vaccine / 3-grade angels. This is just one of the ways you could play nationals. I think a well-suited yellow vaccine player could win nationals. I tell you, Ruin mode is really good against scrambles. Ruin mode's good against a lot of decks. Venusmon is good against a lot of decks. These are all good cards. Now, you might want to go like the 3-grade angel way. If you do that, yeah, you need some Diminimons, which are $8 each, basically. You also need True Monesis for sure, and that might rock up the price a little bit. Then there's also Ruin modes and all that. You are playing one of the more expensive versions of the deck. Now, I didn't bring up these cards for some reason, so we'll just do it right now. You can also choose to play Magnamon X, Yellow Vaccine, or Armor Rush, whatever. Cover this now. This is the most expensive card in both, unless you play Ruin mode in that too. If you're playing 3 or 4 of these in your deck, it's $100. So like the decks you choose to play, like in terms of Yellow Vaccine, are as expensive as you want it to be. They really are. Rapimon's a little bit cheaper than this, but not by much. That's okay. If you're playing Armor Rush, unless you're playing Ruin mode, this is where your bread and butter money is. So that's not too bad. I think a non-Ruin moded Armor Rush deck, if you're playing 4 of these, this is basically the price of your deck. Give or take a little bit of value. Still be more expensive, obviously, than things like Purple Hybrid or whatever, but it is there. And then, of course, there is Venusmon, which I think is a great way to go into the format right now. And as you can see, Venusmon here is just nothing. No price whatsoever. Price tag doesn't exist. So, like, there's no way you play a Yellow Vaccine deck that's less than $100 in value, in my opinion. It doesn't exist, unless you're playing the wrong cards. But it could be 200 easily. It really could. It could even go more than that, depending on how crazy you are. So, I don't know what to tell you. Yellow's going to be an expensive color, but one that will do well in Nationals. Let me go back to, I guess, where I was before. Lugamon players. This will be a deck at Nationals. This will be a deck that could win Nationals. The deck is very good. You're playing 3 to 4 of this, which is $21. You're playing 3 to 4 of this, which is $20 each. And you're playing 4 of this, which is $10 each. You need your scrambles. That's $12 each. $12 for the play set. Trainings, $12 for the play set. It's an expensive deck, but you're going to see it at Nationals. You either should get ready to play against it and know what you're doing against it, or just play it. If you don't know what you're doing, this deck will win Nationals, absolutely. And even if you do know what you're doing, kind of like Mirage, this is a deck that does not care about your feelings. It can just OTK you from nothing and end your life in one turn. So it's expensive. It's more expensive. I'd say maybe it's average expensive as a budget decks this format, but like definitely higher end. It's not a Mirage or Purple Hybrid cheap or anything like that. We did Yellow Vaccine. That's pretty cool. Imperial could win Nats this year. Yeah, I see it. And the most expensive card in this deck is Paildramon at $20. So yeah, it's super budget, super friendly, super easy to play. If you can just draw your Davis and Kens all day, this card, you can win Nationals. Just like that. Just like that. And I guess it's worth talking about. If you want to play the Paladin mode Ace, you can do it. I don't think you really need it, but it's an additional $18 if you want to do that. That's interesting. Ukomon, $10 card. I've been talking about this one all day. Ukomon is a card that we'll see play in a lot of decks because it's a very good value engine, very good rookie. If you want to play Ukomon in your decks at Nationals, you gotta play $40. You gotta pay $40. You have to. You don't have a choice. And they might even go up before Nationals is over. That's kind of the cool thing about this market watch. Things could happen in the market as hype builds for Nationals, but make sure you get rid of your cards sooner rather than later, because after a brief hype period of Nationals and EX08 release to boost other decks, there's nothing really going on in the Digimon card game for a while in terms of events in North America, and that will affect TCG player sales, which will affect our secondary market as a whole. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, Ruin Mode is your most expensive staple boss monster of the format. This is the cheapest art of it at 41 bucks. If you want, I guess, has Paladin Mode 18 bucks. Death X is 20. I guess if you're playing the BT13 Gallantmon, is 33 bucks. But Ruin Mode is still the most expensive one. I'd say the best one, which is probably why it's the most expensive one. So yeah, there are decks that will play a Ruin Mode or 2 Ruin Modes, or my Yellow Vaccine deck has 3 Ruin Modes. And yeah, if you want the power, if you want to be able to say no to scrambles for a turn or 2 turns, or certain decks, Ruin Mode is the way to go. It really is. Alright, that's it for today's Market Watch. I hope you found this informative. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!